Thank you all for publishing my 2 poems. I really appreciate it. I'm very honored to be included, and this journal is always just a really wonderful journal. Sorry, I have to change my glasses. Arrangements. Cremation or burial, they asked. They said how much like you I am. No butter, please. The food's too cold to eat, and tell them to please reheat. And there's the time you confronted that lady who had just screamed at her child, and the time I did the same after witnessing a dog beaten near dead. Together, we provided Christmas for a family less fortunate. You look like him, they said. I am my mom's double and have the proof. The photos of her at age 6 and me at the same age. The photos of her he mistook for me were clearly older. And the photos of us at holidays and celebrations. They said you write poetry and songs and sing in the church. I remember Playboy and singing to Johnny Cash. He has 9 boxes of records and 9 pair of brand new shoes, each pair purchased for $9. He loves you, they told me. He sends me cards with faces that don't look like mine, like when I was 9 and the card had a dark-skinned girl, like when I was 30 and the card had a baby rabbit and read "To My Little Bunny." We enjoy the stories about his travels when he was 20 and journeyed through Washington and Oregon, they said. He used to square dance, and he played volleyball, and he played softball, and he skated, and he loves to bowl, they said. I used to skate with him and bowl with him and go on bay cruises with him and went square dancing until quite late, and the caller's name was Barney, and we always got in trouble by my mom. You should make the decision, they said. You are his daughter, they said. I wonder if they've asked you what you want. Perhaps the preacher knows. You can bring pictures for the memorial, they said. Pictures would be nice, they said. Maybe you have a picture of him and your mother, they said. My mother was wife number 2 of at least 5, but I'll look. One of him with me as a baby, crying on Santa's lap. One of him in his square dance outfit when I was 9. One of him at my wedding 20 years later. One from 10 years ago. I have a few. They tell me I should make the arrangements because I'm his daughter. Thank you. And my second poem is for Keith. Diagnosed as hyperactive at the age of 2, or was it 3 or 4? Maybe it was 5, the diagnosis du jour in the late 60s and early 70s. Expelled from kindergarten, but how is that possible? More meds, eliminate all sugar. The cowboy phase, the karate phase, and then there was the suit phase when all you'd wear were suit pants and jackets. Mom made each of those by hand after working 12 hours at 2 different jobs. And bow ties in all colors and patterns. All of the other little 8-year-old boys wore jeans and t-shirts. Boys will be boys. The first police arrest came at the age of 3, as I recall. You were brought home in the back of a police car, your little fire wagon stuffed in the trunk. You were, we were told, using someone else's water hose to spray vehicles and people driving and walking by. Boys will be boys. The first fire I remember you setting was when that babysitter was chatting it up on the telephone with her boyfriend. The bathroom was next to my bedroom. Did you know how quickly that fire would start? Boys will be boys. I feared you, and with good reason. There was the time you threw a pair of scissors at me and missed my eye by less than an inch. There was the time you tried to stab me, the postman, the kid across the street, and then there was the situation with the ice cream man. He actually filed a police report, if I recall, or he said he would. The pitchfork was not for attacking others. Boys will be boys. Always on the meds for hyperactivity, in and out of juvenile hall, but never finding what you sought. But do any of us really? When and from whom did you learn that word, the one you used in kindergarten when you were bussed across town in the early 70s? And when did you figure out that it brought attention? And why didn't anyone understand that it was the first of many calls for help? Were you screaming for help that day you lay prone in the middle of a busy street while Mom shopped for groceries? Or the time when you stopped the escalator in the mall? Or when you cut the little radio from my stuffed dog? Or when you stole those coins? Or when you somehow figured out that using Mom's credit card number, you could wire funds to yourself? But what did you buy? When did the drugs come into play? Where did the rage come from? Was it always there? There was a look. But boys will be boys? We went to the juvenile facility and the mental health facility, and there was the family counseling that didn't work for anyone. Did you think about your son? About Randy? His new family? His future? I'll never forget the day the phone call came with questions about the brother I'd feared, loathed, and had wanted to embrace at Mom's funeral. You were dead. Mom had been dead several years already. 2 options: pay to take care of you in death, or let the state stick you in the ground with no marker. The decision wasn't difficult. Your ashes are still safe. What you left behind provided insight into what you must have been going through. The heavy metal lyrics juxtaposed with a soft, cuddly teddy bear, a refrigerator filled with food, and a suicide hotline card on the front. Among your possessions was the greatest surprise, a library card. The social worker said that you'd try to kill yourself over 100 times, that you'd suffered from a host of illnesses, including schizophrenia. I wonder how different your life, our lives, might have been if only we'd known. Thank you.